Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care.
Woo! Hot Tub Friend is your friend who cares. We are Our Place Out Loud. I'm your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker, here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens. We've got a big cast tonight, very exciting. We've got Jake in the booth with Drew, and we have Montana, Aaron, Nina, Maddie, Benji, Andre, and Rhodey is... Have you had a doctor look at that?
I haven't yet.
It's like the largest green smiley facial blemish. That so what is the meaning behind that, Rhodey?
I discovered that Jake has a drawer full of stickers at his house, which I hadn't previously known about, and this was the result.
Oh, there's many Jake secrets. You should go exploring. Wait till his mother is not home. I have an announcement.
Whoa.
I have an announcement, everybody. Look at this. Look at this.
Nico!
Yes, Nico is graduating, and we've decided that this is probably the most embarrassing thing he ever had to do in high school was pose for that photograph. Hi, look at me and my diploma. So congratulations, Nico, on being a college graduate. Please come back to our place. We miss you.
Wait, college?
Or high school.
High school.
Oh, I was like, oh my goodness.
Thanks for spell checking me, Nina. I'm prognosticating that he will be a college graduate, but that's his high school graduation picture. So we're going to be on Periscope tonight, so if you're on Periscope and you want to say something to us, you can type it, and we'll try to read it, because the Periscope comments go very quickly, but we'll try to talk to the Periscope people as the show goes on. Did you have a point to make, Jake Montana?
We also have a phone number, which you could read right now.
We do have a phone number. It is 888-531-7171. We would love for you to give us a call. Apparently, Mrs. Jordan Chris Culfer will not be calling this evening, as her sister is graduating from either high school or college. Maybe even she doesn't know.
Well, that is exciting.
Like,
We also have an app.
And we have an app. We are from the Our Place app. We're going to be rebranding our name, and we'll tell you that as time gets nearer. But right now, we're Our Place. You can go to the App Store and watch us. Or download the app. It's a social advice network, mostly for teens and tweens, but college kids are in there and stuff like that. It's just, if you're 35, please leave. But other than that, we're friendly and we want to help each other. So that's exciting. We're on YouTube. Our YouTube page is Our Place, or what is it? YouTube.com/OurPlaceCommunity. And we're on Twitter as Our Place Network, Instagram Our Place Network, Facebook Our Place Network, and we're happy that you are with us. So please join in the conversation. We love it when you take part. So I always look for teen news at the top of the show, and I found this item. I don't know if this is a thing or not a thing. That's why you guys can tell me if it's a thing. So, Aaron, go ahead and explain.
Okay. So, have you heard of the internet trend Charlie Charlie? We're asking the viewer. Okay. The bottom line of this thing is it's a paper and pencil Ouija board.
Right.
And it answers yes or no questions, but sometimes not about love or money or death. It depends on who you're hearing it from.
Jake, do you have that graphic?
Oh, yep, there we go. That's it. So you draw quadrants, and you say yes, no, no, yes. In some of them, you put down a pencil along one of the lines. You apparently place the other pencil alongside that pencil. You ask a question, you let go.
And it moves.
And apparently it moves and it answers your question. And this is apparently, like you ask if this is a thing. Statistically, it's a thing, but I have never heard of it.
Well, I can also say that in terms of the reliability of this, it really depends upon how wobbly your desk is. Go ahead, Nina.
I have a question. Is it paranormal activity sort of thing, or like a Ouija board, or is it just the way the pencil moves?
They claim that it is the spirit of some little girl or some little boy who committed suicide or something, but that is also sometimes not the story.
I think it's the spirit of Slender Man. I think that
Oh, God.
I think you really need to just dig down and get deep into your conspiracy theories, and then you can get to the truth of why the pencil moved, other than maybe your sloping desk or that you live near a fault line. But apparently this started in a Spanish-speaking country and became a thing in Spanish-speaking countries. I read the article, but I don't remember which Spanish-speaking country. And then as soon as English-speaking people caught on and thought it was a cool thing, that someone made up the hashtag. What's the hashtag, Trish? It's someone
Charlie Charlie Challenge. Hashtag
Charlie Challenge. So I guess you go on Vine and you do your Charlie Charlie challenge to find out if someone's going to ask you to the prom. But I don't know that there's really any kind of dark occult kind of. I don't think it's any darker than a Magic 8 Ball.
Well, I mean, yes, in theory, but depends on who you ask. Sometimes it's summoning the spirit of this dead kid. Sometimes it's apparently reaching out to one of the gods of the sky or something.
No one would name a god Charlie.
How do you?
No.
How did they decide that it was a dead kid?
Uh,
If it's just yes, no, yes, no.
well, because like someone has to be moving the pencil theoretically, right?
I think also
Yes, but why did they decide it's the kid? Because they can't spell it out like a Ouija board.
I think the
Tell who
name
you are.
came from like they originally played it in Spanish-speaking countries, and it was like that was based off of a myth, right? And I think that
Oh,
myth
okay.
had something to do with a kid named Charlie. I think.
Right. Except
They
for the fact
basically
that
just
sometimes
made it
it's
up.
got nothing to do with a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Sometimes it's a god or something, or sometimes it's a demon. But the god that they reference isn't actually a god that ever existed in folklore, so I don't know where they're going.
But there was something about if you don't say properly goodbye to Charlie when you're done, then something bad could happen.
yes, then you're cursed.
So how are you? Has anyone heard of this? We never got to that.
Sort of.
No one.
You had sort of heard of it.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter, but I didn't like. Read
Oh,
it.
and you didn't know what the hashtag meant.
Yeah. Well, I saw people drawing out yes, no, yes, no,
Ah, okay.
and I didn't really learn about it. So that's basically
All right.
my
So,
story.
all right. So we'll do some more investigating, and if anyone else has used it and has gotten correct answers or has any anecdotal, interesting haunted stories to tell us, please write to us or call us at 888-531-7171. If you are on Periscope, go ahead and type it. We would love to take any of your Periscope questions. Aaron, would you please read the question from Anonymous?
I shall. Hi, Wheezy. Okay, I'm in 7th grade. I know dating in middle school can sometimes be kind of stupid, but it happens. So my friend N dated this boy named Jay. About 3 months ago, Jay broke up with N. Me and N hung out that night, and she was convinced that Jay broke up with her because he liked me. She was totally fine about her breakup. It was me who was upset. Recently, we found out that Jay really did like me. N kept saying that me and Jay should date. I just said, there's no way I could do that to you. It wouldn't be right. N kept insisting that she didn't care. I'd totally want to date Jay, but I'd feel like it'd be the worst thing ever to do to N. What do I do if Jay asks me out? I want to date him, and N says I should, but I feel like I'd be breaking girl code, and I'd be a horrible friend. What should I do? Thank you.
All right, so the question that I'm going to throw to the panel is this one. We all hear about girl code or guy code, but we never really hear it articulated with, the bullet points of what constitutes girl code or guy code. We just all, I think that it's a thing that we're supposed to know the rules of. If there are rules to girl code, do they apply to middle schoolers? Your thoughts? Montana?
I think quote unquote girl code is sort of the thing, but more than that, it's a joke about that it's not a thing because there's this like code that everybody has that's like you don't date your friend's ex or things like that, but nobody ever follows them, to be honest, and especially when you're not when you're in middle school because you're still learning kind of like the rules of dating. So theoretically, yes, it would be good to follow them, but in this situation, it seems like her friend isn't trying to trick her into like offending her. It seems like her friend genuinely wants this, and that's why she brought it up instead of her having to ask if it would be okay. So in that case, I think it's okay, but it's not really a thing.
I think that if your friend's telling you that you should be able to date this person, just go for it, because if she gets mad at you, she kind of had no right to, because she already told you over and over again that she was okay with it. So beside the girl code thing, it's fine for you to date this person.
Benj?
Yeah, I've also kind of been not in this type of situation, but in situations where like I've considered how my friends will feel, and I really don't want to hurt their feelings. But at the same time, like, I can't let that get in the way of my happiness if I've really checked and made sure that it is not going to hurt their feelings. And I think in this case, you've really done everything you can to make sure this is fine with your friend. And at this point, you can't do anything more, and you should just go ahead with what you want to do.
Aaron?
Yeah, can I just ask the panel, like, guys and girls separately? Like, so first, guys, like, do we talk about bro code? Is that a thing that you actually hear from any of your friends?
Andre?
I didn't know it existed until people told me about it. So, like, personally, I just didn't care. I didn't know there were, like, rules to dating, so I just did, like, what I felt like doing, you know? Just listen to your, like, self-conscious and like what's in your heart.
Your own, your,
So
your,
deep.
your own personal conscience and what
Yeah.
feels right
Yeah.
and respectful. I don't know. I mean, I think I fully respect that you know what's respectful, Andre, but I don't know if a middle school kid knows it yet.
Oh
so,
yeah.
So then it might be better to follow rules at that age. And it feels like she's trying too hard to follow the rule, and she's not like hearing her friend going, "No, dude, I'm over him. You two would be cute together. Go out with him." So you do have to listen when people talk, because
Yeah.
it's her responsibility to say what she means. And if she's not saying what she means, then oops, or not oops, but yeah, I heard what you said, not what you were thinking. So
Right.
yeah, and especially since it happened 3 months ago, the breakup. So if this
Oh.
kid likes you and you like this kid, then even though it's your best friend's ex, I feel like enough time has gone by. Nina?
And also, they're middle school, so it probably is. They're gonna forget about it by high school, anyways. Unless they're still dating. I don't want to be rude, but you know.
Yeah, that is a really good point. And 3 months in middle school is like, that's like maybe a 16th of your lifetime. So I'm not good at math, but Jake's going to laugh at me like, it's not the fraction. Montana, please read Space Ghost's question.
Okay. I've been extremely anxious due to a lot of factors. I've been trying to expand my coping skills, but I've had a hard time finding ones that work. I'm just wondering if you guys know any activities or hobbies that could possibly help. I'm up for anything really. Cute little heart emoji.
I like the big heart, little heart. It's like a family of hearts. Right. So who has any stress relieving tips, cheats, hints? I told her what I do, which is playing the drums. Because you get to beat things in time to music. Two good things, all in one activity. Maddie?
Yeah, I just got done with finals at school, which was pretty stressful. And what always kind of helped me is getting out of because where I go to school, it's in a really small town, so you can kind of walk to get away from the campus, which was really nice because also it's really pretty out New England. But just kind of go somewhere that you haven't really been to a lot, just kind of get to a new place, and maybe it'll help you kind of separate your train of thought and be able to get to a productive, non-stressful place. But
That's
what do
interesting.
you
Yeah.
think?
Aaron?
Yeah, I think probably for me, what I do personally when I'm really stressed out and things are going crazy, besides talking to people, which always helps, is probably games, video games. Just like getting it out, like going through a game that I haven't played before, or even one that I know really well, and just doing all the things in it and seeing everything and going everywhere. And, like, I remember when I went through a particularly crazy breakup at one point, I played through one of the entire Assassin's Creed games front to back, and that by the time I was done, I felt so much better. It's true. All right, who's up next? Benji.
Yeah, what I hear a lot of guys saying is about like changing your headspace. Just what I do is I stop what I'm doing and I do something else entirely for a little bit so that I can change the way I view the thing that was stressing me out, and maybe it won't stress me out so much later. Yeah, and whatever activity you can go to that makes you happy is usually one of the good ones. I mean, would you guys say that's true?
Montana?
Personally, I've got a punching bag, so like all of your solutions are great and everything, but it's nothing like punching something, And if you don't have that, like pillows, walls don't work as well. But
Disclaimer,
actually,
don't punch a wall.
I mean, if you can go to your school gym or something, like they might have one, and they're just really good and stress relieving, and you can just like get it all out. Other than that, I also know when I'm like feeling depressed and like anxiety and stuff. This sounds really stupid. What I do is I'll like give myself gifts and like send them to myself, and then like forget about it, and then like it'll happen, and I'll be like, oh, somebody cares about me. Oh, it's me.
Nina was so delighted with that idea, she almost ran to the post office.
I used to do that in school when they would have those like grams that you could send to yourself. So because like in middle school, like nobody liked me, so nobody sent me no grams. So I like sent them all to myself, and people were like, "Oh, who's it from?" And I'm like, "Me." And they're all like, "Oh, you're a loser."
Is this a happy thing for you or sad?
It's happy.
Good. Okay.
Nina?
It makes me happy when I'm sad.
Good.
Yeah.
I usually go on a walk or write music. Those are the two things. Because I've never been really a journal kind of person because I don't like to write paragraphs and paragraphs, so I sort of sum it all up and write it in a song, or I just go for a walk with my headphones in.
That's
so
awesome.
going for a walk really helps. Listening to upbeat music, maybe, or Nora Jones, whatever you like.
Rhodey?
So yeah, I've been dealing with anxiety a lot this past year also. And what I've kind of figured out is that coping mechanisms fit into two categories. There are ones that are distracting you from whatever it is that's making you anxious and ones that are actually addressing the problem. And it's really important to have some of each. And you kind of need to figure out for yourself when you need which kind. So like distracting ones would be like, yeah, maybe listening to music or playing a game. For me, it's usually reading a book or baking. And ones that would be addressing it are like talking to someone about your problems or writing sometimes helps, or meditating, something that's actually focusing on what it is that's making you anxious and helping you work through it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of have to find a balance. and
So
figure out what
but do you think that when you do a distracting one, that when you come back to it, is it worse than ever, or does it seem less ominous when you come back?
It usually helps, like, in the time being. So if, like, for me, if I'm, like, during finals week when I was getting stressed out,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted more distracting ones because I needed to distract myself and, like, calm down enough that I could study and get through all that and then work on, like, dealing with the things that were causing anxiety when I was more calm and, like, didn't have other obligations.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, so it just kind of depends on the situation.
So those are all really good tips. And we're going to move on, and Nina, I'm going to have you read Jenny 1470's question.
Okay, so again, this will be short. This girl in my class is exactly like Regina George from Mean Girls, but 10 times worse. We used to be best friends, but now it's all gone. It's all gone all World War III, and she even stole my BF. How do I manage to be in the same class as her without us verbally murdering each other? Wow, I've never heard that term.
Verbal Murder would be the best band name, right?
Verbal. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Who has thoughts? Because I can start. Well, my thing is, let it go. Because you don't like the kid, and nothing that you say is going to change her. And if your boyfriend is going to go be with a mean girl, you don't need that particular boyfriend. Let it go. And I would sing it but Trish won't let me. Aaron.
Yeah, I just got to say, like, I think I've tackled just now, Wheezy, most of what I was going to say. But I will also say that you sound hilarious. Like, whoever you are, Jenny 1470, like, you are going to, like...
I love the kid.
Yeah, like, I like you a lot, and I think you're going to go good places. And, like, this is a road bump, and you're going to be going down 90 miles an hour this highway pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
You don't need this baggage.
Exactly. Like she was saying, let it go. Let it go. You can fill in the rest. Montana?
Yeah, you don't need this girl. Like, okay, also, the thing that I kind of want to address that's a little bit off topic, but I don't like it when people say, so-and-so stole my boyfriend or stole my girlfriend, because you can't steal people. They're people. And, like, you can feel offended that that they did something to influence them leaving, but, like, ultimately it was their decision, and it's bad on them for doing that. I mean, also on this girl for influencing her boyfriend that way. Like, that's also part of girl code or whatever. You're not supposed to do that. But, again, nobody follows that. Not saying that you shouldn't, just, like, nobody does. Yeah, so she didn't really steal your boyfriend. He was just not that good to begin with. Second of all, yeah, you just kind of don't need her in your life. You don't need that negativity, Jake.
Okay, hold on. Wait, my camera. Ta-da! Okay.
We're going to edit together a really quick cuts of the things Jake says while he tries to get the camera on him. That's going to be the best Christmas reel ever. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, now that I'm sufficiently embarrassed, there's a Buddhist saying that equates trying to hold on to anger and hurting someone else to holding on to hot coals to trying to throw them at the other person. And it's like, only you are the one who's suffering from this. So literally letting go of your anger or holding on to your anger is only hurting you far more than it will ever hurt her. So allow yourself to move past this. It's better for you in the long run.
Very well said. And I saw, Aunt Benji.
Yeah, I mean, the letting go of things is hard. You know, it's not easy. I mean, it's easy for us to say you have to let go of it, but it's a difficult thing to do. But I found that the more you practice it, like even little things, just like little things that are annoying you, just practice like letting it go, moving on to something else, and then you'll find that the bigger things are easier to let go of.
So I know it's hard that she's in your class and everything, but the thing that's like much stronger than hate is indifference. And hate is too close to you having strong, or it is actually you having strong emotions regarding someone. But if you just focus on other things in people, and too bad if she tries to talk to you, just say sorry, can't talk right now, and just keep your voice upbeat. But why does she deserve any of your emotional energy? Would be my question. Maddie.
Well, I was gonna say I had a bit of a drama at school, and I had
You drama?
me drama crazy, right? Yeah,
Right.
I know. We're related, by the way, if you didn't
That's
know.
her brother.
Yeah. So basically how I kind of dealt with it is I don't know if I would describe the person that I had an issue with as Regina George from Mean Girls, but somewhere in that vicinity. And basically how I diffuse the situation is I just kind of, every time she would start a thing with me, like start getting aggressive, I'd be like, yeah. And like start like laughing a little bit and then be like, yeah, no, I'm totally listening to everything you're saying. And then make like a face and be like,
That's cute.
I'm like totally.
Did this make her upset?
It kind of, because she was mad that I didn't care. She was really, really mad that I was just kind of like, yes, no, I by all means keep going, just keep yelling. I'm listening and I care a lot. Can you tell how much I care?
No, but if you notice, I was stopping short of saying be indifferent because it will piss her off. Because like your goal should not be to piss her off. But I was thinking.
But it will.
I was thinking
I said it for you. It will. It'll piss her off, and
Yeah.
also it'll make you feel a lot better about the situation because you'll feel in control
right.
of what's going on. Like she doesn't get to make you mad because you don't care enough. Like do not let her make you care more about her than you do about you.
Right, and then you're
That was
not the
long.
last person that said a thing that was weird and ugly. Like
Exactly.
it's been a long time since you've engaged, so let her go home and feel bad if she ever, has a soul and decides to. Aaron.
Yeah, I don't think that much has to be added to this. I just want to say really quick that, when this all boils down, love and hate are not opposite sides of a coin.
Right, that's
In-
what I.
Yeah. Indifference is on the opposite side of that coin. They share a face. And if you keep that in mind, I think that will help over time.
That was a
Because
beautiful
that's another
metaphor.
thing. Thank you. Because that's another thing that time is one of the biggest things you can do for yourself. Just
So-
give things time.
But do you guys think that saying something like "and I should care because"
No, that's
is good, or is it like too much
I don't-
emotional
Because
energy?
not being invested in something means not being invested in
Right.
something. Yeah.
Okay, Nina or Andre. Yeah, Andre first.
Oh,
Or
sorry.
Nina first, and then just because
go for it.
yeah.
Go for it.
Take the floor. Who's going?
Andre
You.
first.
Oh,
No, he's being a gentleman, so Nina first.
okay. Sort of the same thing happened to me. I just was silent, but it was actually really stupid. I do not get along with people at my old
I
school.
know. Oh,
We
oh,
noticed.
sorry. There was more to the sentence. I was just kidding.
So anyway,
Yeah, I don't get along with human beings ever. But
How about animals?
sometimes.
Yeah. All right.
I was sitting at the lunch table. This was 5th grade, so I don't know why I still remember this. And the girl that would not stop bothering me was standing right behind me, throwing insults at me to my back.
Wow.
Which was this. I would just didn't turn around. I was like, okay.
You maddied it.
Yeah, okay. And my friend was sitting, and she was just laughing because I was just making faces like, oh my goodness, I cannot take this person at all. Like,
I think that's good.
just turn your back and walk away.
Oh, turn your back. That's power. That's power right there, Andre.
Oh, I didn't realize
Oh,
that was such a good.
I was just gonna say that don't do anything like belligerent that would instigate like violence towards you or like prolong the madness.
Into the
What?
mic, Andre.
Mike,
Put your
Mike.
mouth
Oh.
down
Against
towards
your
the mic.
face.
There you go. Or you can move the mic up. It does have a joint. Yeah.
A joint.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't be like angry toward them because like that's just gonna like prolong the argument. So like if you just like as they said be indifferent, then it'll be okay. Like just give it some time.
Yeah. Maddie, you're gonna read Andy's question. Oh wait, did we skip? Wait, no.
no,
oh yeah,
we're
no,
good.
Andy. Yeah.
How do you come out? Who do you come out to? I already told my sister, but no one else.
All right, so it feels like this person could be 13, 14, but I'm just guessing. So when you ask a really, really important question that's like life-changing and a signpost in your life, there'll be a before and an after you came out forever. We need to know your age because there's just a lot of mitigating factors when it comes to coming out. You've told your sister, and so I think that's a great start. Thoughts on the panel? Nina?
This is one of those things that I think it's really hard for someone to give advice if they're not going through it themselves, because giving advice to something like this can almost come off as ignorant or anything else, even if this person is not against coming out. But it's, yeah, starting with your sister is good. We need to know your age, and it's really hard to put yourself in that person's shoes.
What are your parents like? What is your town
Yeah,
like? What's your
you
school
need
like?
to tell us more.
Are you guys religious? There's just so
Yeah.
many factors that are important to know. Montana?
Personally, just as a rule, I would start with friends and people who you've kind of chosen as your quote-unquote family, not necessarily like your real family if you don't think they'd react well to it. But like what I mean by quote-unquote family is like when you get older, and if like your regular family and stuff doesn't accept you, a lot of times people will find the people that they fit in with and can kind of make their own family with. So if you have people like that right now, I would start by telling them. And it seems like you already told your sister and you didn't say anything bad happened, so that's a good sign. So just people who you think would react like your sister. Before you come out to your parents or people who you think would have a questionable reaction, kind of gauge it first. And if you think it's like too dangerous to do so, there's no reason that you absolutely need to tell them. It's not lying to them. You're just kind of protecting yourself until it's a good time. Maddie?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm glad you mentioned dangerous, because what I was going to say is that just make sure that whoever you are telling, this is kind of a general floor rule with, it doesn't really, beneath all where you live and what your family is like, safety, physical and emotional safety. You need to make sure that you are safe with the person who you are going to tell this very sensitive information to. So if you are questioning your safety with this person after you reveal this, then you may not want to share that with them just yet at this point in your life where you are.
And since you've told your sister, if your sister is older or wise, you could say, okay, Mom and Dad, what do you think? And you'll have someone that you can discuss this with and maybe come up with the best answer, because it's great to just have someone else who's got your back and kind of can help you make a big decision like this. We're going to go to the phone. Hello, who's there?
Space Ghost.
Hi, Space Ghost. How are you?
Good.
Did you want to address this question?
Yes, because I've come out twice. What I've learned is there really isn't a wrong way to come out. It's really whatever you feel comfortable with doing. You could tell them face to face, or like I did last time, I wrote a Facebook post about it and I got good feedback, or, write a letter or whatever you deem necessary, or whatever's good in your situation.
I think one day you'll know over 100 people who are LGBT, and they will have 100 different coming out stories. So it just really depends on your situation and using your own best judgment. And as Maddie was saying, sometimes we advise that if you feel like there might be any compromise to your physical safety, that you wait until you are old enough to put your head on another pillow under another roof that night, because it's wonderful when there's a point in the day where you get to say, Mom and Dad, I will see you later, and get in your car and drive away. But until you're able to do that, if you think that they won't be helpful and supportive, then this is not their information to have yet. It's your life, and you get to decide when you're going to come out. You get the whole adult life ahead of you to be your own authentic self. And I know sometimes like a 14-year-old gay kid will feel like he's lying or she's lying by keeping that truth. You're not lying. It's your story. You can tell it whenever you want to. And thank you so much for calling in, Space Ghost. We really appreciate your thoughts, because you've been a very good, helpful, supportive person in the app to everybody. And that's what we are all about at Our Place. Go to the iTunes App Store and download the app Our Place. We are a social and advice network for teens. We're going to jump to...
We also have a number.
Oh, we do have a number, Jake, and it's on the screen right now. See? I'm pointing to it with my
you
script.
You can say it, because that's what we do when we...
888-531-7171 is the number. If you're listening to this show and it's not the live broadcast and you call the number, you might get an answering machine, and you can leave a message, right, Matt?
Yes.
You can leave a message, and then we'll play it back on a subsequent show. Another good thing to do is to pick up your iDevice, make a voice message, and get it just the way you like it, and then send it to us. But we need an email for that, right?
We would need an iMessage account.
We would?
I mean, not
They can't
necessarily.
send it to our
But they,
Gmail?
no, they can send it to an email.
Don't we have ourplaceoutloud@gmail.com? Yeah, our place.
I think we do.
Do we ever
Yeah.
check that?
We will now.
now that we've
Now
said
that we're
it.
getting voice messages. Heck yeah. Our place out. Pretty soon we're going to change over back to Journals Network, and I know the password to that much better than I know our place. But it's still a great idea, and I heard another podcast use this idea because then you can get your voice message just the way you want it. You don't have to call up and be like, and then hang up and then just worry that we're going to play that back. You can get your voice message just the way you want it, and then send it to us, and we'll play it back on the show. Might be a better idea after we switch over to Journals Network. But you could try doing it now. ourplaceoutloud@gmail.com. I think we can log into that account. Let's see. Benji, would you like to read the message from Emma?
Emma says, I need help. Okay, so today our class was leaving Camp Nesbit, and we, our cabin, had kitchen duty. I really wanted to wash tables and sweep. Then Lydia called out, I'm washing tables and sweeping. And I said, no, I want to. She replied, well, I already asked the counselor. So I was mad, and I said, fine, be stupid. So when we left and went out on our bus, Lydia was talking to me, and so was Kim, her best friend, mine too. And then 5 minutes ago, I received a text from Kim that said, and I quote, if you are going to call my friend stupid, it's like you're calling me stupid, jerk. A lot of angry emojis. I don't know whether to say something mean back or tell our principal to help us work it out. Please help me.
Aaron.
Yeah, say something mean back. I mean, they're the ones who said something mean back because you said something mean first. I mean, the way you're saying this, I wanted to do a thing, and while I was wanting to do a thing, someone else called out that they were going to do it. And yeah, that's not fun. I'm sorry that you didn't get to do it, but at the same time, you could have been the one to call out, I'm doing this, right? Like as soon as you wanted to, you could have said, yo, this is my job. Is everyone cool with that? And they would have said yes, probably. And, it's between the two options, say something mean back or talk to the principal to help work it out. Definitely talk to the principal to help work it out. But I also think that you should probably just say, hey, listen, I'm sorry, not worth yelling at people over. I apologize. Hopefully, this can be worked out between us. And then next time, if you want to do something, get out there and do it. Just go.
Nina?
I may be wrong in saying this, but it seems like this issue isn't as big as you're making it as like the washing tables thing. They were already doing it. You shouldn't have said, no, I want to. It was you sort of instigated an argument, and their response wasn't mature either, but you shouldn't say something mean back. And I was going to say let it go, but you should really apologize and just be the bigger person and just not drag this on. So don't keep saying mean things, because then it's just going to create drama, and then she's going to get her friends to gang up on you. That's what people do at this age. Just close it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say this kind of just sounds like an issue that started between people getting upset about something that is not worth ruining a friendship over. So I think it's probably the right moment to, even if you don't feel like it was your fault, like whether it is, whether it's not, fault is very opinion based. So just, you might not feel like it was your fault, but just apologize anyway, because it'll just save everybody a lot of time and yelling. Montana?
I think you really need to learn how to pick your battles. You shouldn't be getting in fights over, like, what kind of cleaning you're doing. I mean, I assume you didn't want to really, like, do this or pursue this as a profession anyways. So...
No, but I went to camp.
Excuse you, I clean tables professionally.
I went to
and
camp.
I defend that
So
with all
if
my
you
life.
if you call something like sweeping, that means you don't have to wash dishes. I see what's going on here.
But one is not necessarily worse than the other, though.
Well, but the thing here is that you guys are correct. It's a minor thing. She just had her feelings hurt, so she said stupid, and she's not willing to own that she said stupid.
Yeah,
and she needs to just text back, "My bad. You are so right. I'm so sorry."
Yeah, and
this is the perfect time to apologize with no buts. I'm so sorry, and don't call someone stupid ever again when you're irritated in the moment.
Yeah,
because you see what resulted. Andre, whose hand was up over here on the bench? Oh, mine. Andre.
Okay, so my family excommunicated another family just because like they didn't let him sit at a table. I thought that was
got
done for
really
a solid
real.
2 years.
Wow.
Wait, no. Oh no, I said stupid. Oh jeez.
Wow,
Okay.
Andre.
Anyway, yeah, it doesn't have to be as big as you're trying to make it be. So just like as we said before earlier in the show, just like let it go, apologize, because like this doesn't have to be like a thing between best friends. And if you're best friends anyway, like they're gonna forgive you like sometime or other.
They will, but don't aggravate it and don't bring in the principal. You guys can solve it. You just need to apologize straight up. Who hasn't talked yet? Nina?
I already talked, but I had another thing to say. With this, there are some people, she may be one of these people that she feels that if it's not her fault, she will never apologize. Like I know some people like that. So if you're one of those people, I don't know what?
Then it's time to change.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it seems like you're going in that direction since you said should I do something mean back? Even if it's not your fault, you should always apologize, because I've been in a lot of these situations and maybe it was my fault, I don't know. I sort of was involved in something and I just apologized just so I could get out of it.
Yeah,
So
for whatever I did.
Even if you
I'm
don't think it's
sorry.
your fault, just, I'm
Yeah,
summing
yeah.
up that
Let's jump onto Skype because Mrs. Jordan is there. Hello, Jordan. Did you go to graduation, Jordan? Hi. Go for it.
Hi.
Hi. Did you go to your sister's graduation?
That was last week.
Oh. I thought I got a message from you saying, "Oh, do I just not read my messages often enough?" Maybe not. How are you?
I'm good.
Do you
How
have
are
anything?
y'all?
We're good. Do you see how many kids are on the panel today? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count that high. There's a lot of kids on the panel today. Can you see everybody?
I only see 2 on the sides over here.
So there's
Oh, now I see them.
there's 7 kids. Do you have any questions for Benji specifically, because he's Maddie's brother and
We're related. It's crazy.
yeah. And Benji, what are you doing in the fall? Are you taking a gap year?
Yes, in the gap. Yes, I was going to say in the gap year I'm taking a fall, but no, in the fall.
Wear a helmet.
Yeah, just need a little brain control here. Next year I am taking gap year before college.
And you're kind of an inventor, right?
Yeah.
Or not, what would you call yourself, an inventor or an entrepreneur?
Both. I think they're definitely intertwined. And I think you gotta, at least now, you have to be a little bit of an inventor to be an entrepreneur in a lot of different areas.
So Benji, really quickly, where can people see the video where you were had a car ride to talk people into funding your project?
Okay, yes. Awesome. I'm glad you mentioned this. Okay, so go to, if you go to Scion, it's called the Scion Motivate Tour. Yeah, Scion like the car.
S-C-I-O-N?
Yeah, Scion, S-C-I-O-N.
I don't know how to pronounce the word nor spell it.
Yeah, S-C-I-O-N, Motivate Tour. That's the name of the thing I was in. So if you Google that, go to the Los Angeles tab, and then you'll see there's this web show, and I'm in like the first video they did in Los Angeles. And Motivate Tour is spelled M-O-T-I-V, Motivate, T-O-U-R.
O-U-R, wow.
Spelling, I can spell too.
All right, and his name is Benji Miller, so that might come up too if you Google it. So we're really proud of Benji because he got everybody to stay in the car except for one loser lady. Sorry, she's probably nice, but
She stepped out. It was the CEO of Sprinkles Cupcakes, so I was super disappointed. But
oh man, free cupcakes for
I know.
everyone. Well, we
Wait.
will take her back into our good graces if she brings us.
Have you
Cupcakes.
Googled your name?
yeah, I've Googled my name. What do you think I do in my spare time?
I've never Googled your name. Does stuff come up?
First, a baseball player comes up because I think there must be a baseball player named Benji Miller. But yeah, stuff does come up, especially if you go to images.
What?
Well, you both have really common names.
It's
know,
true.
exactly.
I have like the 7th most common name ever.
Maddie Miller. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty common.
All right, so thank you for calling, Mrs. Jordan Chris Colfer. We love you, and go watch Benji's video, and then tell us whether or not you would invest in his product. Because I want to switch back to Benji really quickly and describe your product so everyone here can go check it out.
Sure, yeah. Basically, what I was inventing, I was riding on my bike, and I noticed that it was really hard to use earbuds or to try to hold the phone in one hand while I was riding. Those were kind of my 2 options. So what I did is I bought a little mount, and I bought a little speaker, and I kind of taped them together on my handlebars. And then I saw that this was kind of like those things in cars where you have right on your dashboard the navigation, the phone, and the music. And I was like, wow, this is like a entertainment / navigation / phone system for my handlebars for my bike. I could do it without ever taking the phone out of my pocket, without using earbuds. It was a super easy and convenient way to ride around my bike in a more sort of modern aspect, because it took this great technology in the iPhone and just put it right on my handlebars. And so what I did is I invented a mount and speaker combination. I kind of took my little thing that I slapped together, and then I made it into a product. And I kind of finalized it and designed it and made it look good. And then I went and did a Kickstarter campaign, and I raised like $27,000 there. And then after that, I took it to the market, and now I'm actually starting to make my first sales to bike shops.
This is at age 17. Very
It's
impressive.
really cool.
Yeah,
Thank you,
very
Maddie.
Where
impressive.
can I
Benji.
buy it? On Amazon?
If you go to the Allo bike mount, you can go to my website, and I'm selling them on there as well.
Allo is ALLO.
Correct.
All right.
It's like aloe, but aloe. Get it?
Yeah, like the word all and then an O at the end. So,
Yeah,
Andre,
exactly.
I'm going to have you jump in and read the next question from Anonymous.
Okay. There is this girl who says she wants to date me, but she said it after only like 3 hours of texting. I mean, like, honestly, I kind of wanted to date her too. But how fast she went into things made
Made me wonder, probably.
got it. Okay. If she actually wants to date for who I am, or just because she feels she needs to have a boyfriend all the time.
So what do you guys think? It's like girls are always like, all right, well, he must like me if he's been texting me for 3 hours, so let's start wedding shopping. I don't know. I mean, because usually like boys will say, oh no, we want girls to ask us out, but then when they do too quickly, they're like, she's a freak.
I
So
mean, the last time I proposed, it didn't go that well, so...
So, but if should the guy just be like, hey, why don't we get to know each other better first? Because if she's willing to be your friend for like another 3 hours, then you know that she's just not. All right. You know what? I need to stop talking. Nina.
Have they met in person?
I don't know.
I knew someone.
This is how people date.
I knew
I've been
someone
talking to this guy.
that direct messaged someone on Twitter, my friend. GM, yes. And they started dating. She lived in New York. He lives in Canada. Which was the weird... I was like, oh my goodness, what the heck
Over
is he
direct
doing?
message?
Yeah, I
They
know the
started
kid in
dating?
Canada. So I was like, oh my God, what is happening? So you need to meet the person if you haven't. And I would give it even more than a week. 3 hours.
That was me joking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was like, oh my goodness. That's ridiculous.
But but in general, do you think that guys would be less put off if they were the one that asked the girl
Yes.
out? Is it part
Yup.
of the male-female roles that are expected? What's your name? Aaron. I was gonna say Ryan.
Wow.
We miss you, Ryan.
That's
Come
a
back.
strange comparison.
Come back, Ryan.
So, yeah. I mean, because I was thinking about that, like, all right, so this girl's asking him out after 3 hours. Now, I'm wondering how they got their numbers in the first place, right? Because does that mean that they knew each other in real life? Because if they did, then maybe they've known each other for a little bit, kind of in, like, the wings. And now this is, like, her saying, you know what? I'm going to talk to this guy. I think I like him. I'm going to talk to him, see what happens. 3 hours in, she's like, you know what? I do like him. Why don't we try this? And he's like, well, this has never really happened before.
Would you?
Maybe they
you would,
slid
you would,
into each other's DMs.
Maybe, but you would not believe how often I get messages from people saying, so I've been talking to this person. I do not know if that means talking or just texting or sort of dating, like, and they don't give me a background as to whether or not they know each other face to face. Like, I'm always in the dark regarding this terminology, Aaron. So I don't know.
I mean, because in the grand scheme of things, like, you might impulsively, like, hey, we just met. Can I take you out to dinner or something? Can I take you out for a drink? Like, that's not necessarily the weirdest thing.
The grand scheme of things for 14-year-olds?
Now, see, we don't know how old they are, but yes, you are probably correct.
Assume
But- right.
they're 14.
Right.
This is what I tell my husband. He's always asking me their age, and I'm like, if I don't say an age, just go 14.
Right. And that's probably safe. But if they are 14, then there's kind of not if he thinks he likes her too, there's no real downside at 14 to saying yes.
He's not ready to call her his girlfriend. Hands
No.
are going up.
I
and
feel
let
insulted.
Let Rhodey talk. Nina's insulted.
Into the microphone.
This is the microphone.
Yes, and you're talking into it now. Good.
Good? Okay.
You can't get too close to the microphone. It wants to date you. Get very close.
Okay, I I feel like there are kind of two parts to this question that people have been addressing.
Right.
Like, in general, if, like, someone asks you out and you don't feel comfortable with it for whatever reason, it's totally fine to say something along the lines of, like, I think we should give it more time. I like talking to you. I'd like to keep talking to you for a while,
Excellent.
but I'm not quite ready to, like, put a label on it or actually start dating yet.
Very well said.
And the other part is, like, I'm not sure there's actually a gender issue here. Like, at least what the question's saying to me is just, like, it's two people, one of them wants them to be in a relationship or, like, dating right now, and the other isn't ready for that yet. I'm not sure if there's some gender undertones that, like,
Right.
people are addressing,
There
but I
may-
don't know that that's very relevant to, like, at least what this question is.
Okay, Montana?
Just my general rule for things. It doesn't have to be yours, but I find that it works as like a good guide before like dating somebody, as in like calling them your significant other or something. I'd give it at least a month of like hanging out, going on dates, maybe if you want to do that. And sure, it's fine to go on a date with this girl. Like after you talk to her a little bit more and like just go on a date, and that doesn't mean you're dating, it doesn't mean you're girlfriend boyfriend, because if you're actually 14, this is about the time where that's not synonymous. So congrats.
See, I almost feel like they're 12 because
They could also
I
be
feel like
12.
if they were 14 that she would say, "Do you want to hang out?"
Wait,
Yeah.
12-year-olds have phones? Is
Yeah,
this a
why do
thing?
12-year-olds have phones?
Is this a thing?
Wait, I have a statistic for you. So, the average age for getting a cell phone right now, as of 2015, is age 6.
No.
I hate
My little brother
life.
would never get a cell phone. He's 6. He's almost 7. He was not getting a cell phone for years.
Wait. So everyone just reeled, and I'm like, what's the problem? Like, I don't like.
Because you
So
don't
what?
have pockets.
Why? What is 6-year-olds aren't walking around alone in the mall like they don't need a phone. At least I hope not.
No,
Like,
but here's the thing: you're not buying them a phone. You're buying them a computer. That is essentially what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's really important, especially in today's age, from a young age, to get that
Well,
incorporated into your
can't you
system.
just get them a speak and spell?
so they're going to be looking down at their phones. If you give them them cell phones at that early, they're going to be looking down at their phones for the rest of their life because they get so addicted to it, though.
It could be a flip phone.
No, here's the thing.
I had a flip phone at 11, but then I got a real phone at 13.
All right, let's get
All right,
back to
let's
this
get back to the
issue.
topic.
The issue is that I feel like if she were a little bit older, she wouldn't need to claim a boyfriend to have
Yeah.
the title. She'd say something or should say something like, "Would you like to just hang out?" But it's hard for 12-year-olds to say that because when are they ever going to hang out? Her mother doesn't even know that she's talking to boys. So there's that time period of like, yeah, maybe she does want the label of boyfriend, and which is where what Rhodey said comes in just beautifully. Like, let's just get to know each other. Let's just keep talking, or maybe we could go do something. But the labels are like not. I'm not feeling that just yet. And you're within your rights to say that, especially if she just sort of misstepped, and she still could be a really cool person to know. You don't want to just be like, okay, freaky girl. Really, she just thought that it was the right time dating, because people at 12 date who haven't met. And they do. Do you like him? Okay, you guys are going to, it.
Because
Yeah,
they want, because they want.
yeah, they want the title. Aaron.
I mean, like, I'm just thinking back to my own personal experience. Like, in college, like, towards the end, someone was like, hey, I like you, and can we... I'm like, listen, I don't know if I know you that well.
Right.
And I think you're cool. I like hanging out with you, but let's start there, right? And, like, school's almost done. We'll hang out over the summer or something. And, like, maybe that was too slow for them because, like, I think I've said what I needed to say. And that was kind of it. And that was fine. Like, I wasn't broken up about it because, like I said, I wasn't there yet, right?
Right.
And I'm open to the idea of getting to know you more and seeing where that goes. And that was fine. We were both sort of, like, okay with that. It didn't go anywhere, but it...
Right.
Yeah,
So
it's
the
fine
answer
to
to this
say.
question is not necessarily yes or no. There are in-between things you can say. Benji.
Also, like, when you ask someone on a date, that doesn't mean you're asking them to be your girlfriend or boyfriend. That's
At
like,
12 it does.
oh, it does.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Because
there's
they're on a
always,
date.
but I do like what people are saying about do that first date. Just go out, hang out with them more, maybe see what it's like to be with them one-on-one, and then like decide if this really feels like a real relationship to you or if it's just a label, and then whichever one feels right.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Andre?
Yeah, kind of first interaction like I had in a girl's house, I was like straight up like sweating.
Right.
Cause like
I love how honest you are. Because
Yeah.
you say what everyone is thinking.
yeah, cause like I just went there to like practice a song on guitar with her because we were gonna perform for like a little spring show, talent show thing, and then like I was just there like sitting in a chair and like being super awkward the entire time. So like before you date this girl, make sure that you can like socially and like people of like the opposite sex or people you're like interested in, because like that's gonna help you a lot. And like if you have that same mentality or uncomfortability when you're like hanging out with them, then it's not really like that good of an idea to like go on a date with them.
Let's get some Periscope thoughts. Are there coming in on Periscope, Trish, regarding when to call it dating?
Not so much. Basically, just do it.
Just do it.
Just
All right,
do
so
it.
I have a question for you guys. Is it good or bad for the development of the human being interacting with members of the romantic sex that interests them to do 3 hours of talking? Is that good or is that setting people back? Jake.
Camera. It's realistic. It's
Aha.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Therefore, discussing if it's good or bad is irrelevant, and how we deal with the fact that it is happening is more relevant.
But does
Because
it have to be 3 hours?
it will be. It has been many
It
times.
will be 8
Therefore, we
hours.
can't ask if it should be, but what do we do because it is?
All right, Montana.
I think when she says 3 hours, I don't think she means like just like
In a
this
row?
constantly for 3 hours. I think what she means is like, well, I text people all day, and it's not like this ongoing text where I can't like do anything else. Like I'm at work, I get a text once in a while, I like text back, and then it's kind of an ongoing conversation. So it's more healthy to do it that way. You should never just for 3 hours in a row just be locked to your phone, because that's too long to be focused on anything, in my opinion.
But at least your kids are reading. At least your kids are reading, you know?
Barely, though. Text
Aaron?
abbreviations.
Yeah, they're reading abbreviations.
You shouldn't abbreviate what you say. You can, it's fine. So, yeah, I think that when people text for long stretches of time, it's not that that's an activity they're doing. That's an accompaniment to whatever they're doing in their life at the moment.
Wow.
Like.
I hope they're not also a surgeon.
Although I'll tell you what, proficiency with electronics, or at least with video games, has a positive association with surgeons being better at their jobs.
Okay.
Yeah. So ho ho.
Ha-ho. Nina. Ha-ho. The
I
first
think-
time we said that on the podcast.
I think it depends. You should, if you are able to act or interact with this person in real life, then it shouldn't really be a problem. But if you're only texting all the time, then it's a problem.
Okay. Maddie.
Yeah, actually really similar along those lines. If you can, like, if the conversation you're having with that person in person is similar to the way you text, then you're probably good for, 3 hours, because you would talk to somebody for 3 hours if you were hanging out with them. But, if you, text and it's one way, then you, like, meet up with them and you're both, like, really silent and it's weird, then maybe not the best way. But like I know, like when I text my friends, I text with them exactly how I talk to them. So sometimes they'll be like, what, because they can't see my facial expression when I'm saying something over text. Which is the other thing is, you have to understand that tone and facial expressions are something that you don't get over text, but you would get in person. So if you're not really getting what that person is saying over text after you've seen them in person, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like if they're different, like if you meet someone and you like gel really well and then they text, I've had that happen, and it's pretty much just because the person's like humor and their way of speaking doesn't communicate well over texting.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't match because of how you spoke to them first in person, that's generally okay. But the other way around, not so much.
Right. Excellent point. We're going to read our last question. Who would like to read? Who hasn't read yet? From Anonymous? Oh, Rhodey. It's a long one. Need some water?
Okay, so this is from Anonymous. I'm saving up for a Canon Rebel T5i, which costs about $645. I really want to start a YouTube career and have something in my head about videos and such that I'm so excited to express onto YouTube. So I decided to make a bake sale / lemonade stand. I'm 14 years old, and it may sound a bit childish, but I really need the money. So I asked my mom if she could buy the ingredients to make cupcakes and lemonade, but she bought limes, and I called her stupid. Then we had a loud fight, and my mom and dad said that my cupcakes looked horrible. She said she doesn't want to look like a fool when helping me sell them. I'm so frustrated because I'm working my butt off to make money for my camera. I want this so badly, but she just quit on me and she was supposed to help me. But now I guess I'm not doing it anymore and I'm just going to throw them away after my hard work. I'm so upset while writing this. What should I sell at a bake sale, or how can I earn money fast? Thanks.
So can I just say that when life gives you limes, make limeade?
So it's the second time in the show that the word stupid was used to great disaster.
Yeah.
Do not use this word. This
Yeah.
word does not get you more of what you want in life.
Yeah.
Who
'Cause,
uses
like,
that word?
right, 'cause, like,
You're stupid, Louise.
Because, like, first of all, your mom probably misunderstood something and got limes. Maybe she thought that they were lemons that were still green or whatever. Like, who knows?
Maybe she's colorblind.
That could be true too. That no, that could actually be true, but probably isn't. So the bottom line is, like, I understand why you were upset, but I'm positive she didn't mean to sabotage you. And furthermore, your anger blinded you to the possibilities of limeade. And I'm actually serious about this.
Or the possibilities of having your parents on your team when it comes to helping you make money. Because they're trying to help you earn your own money to buy your Rebel, and that's awesome. So you can't get into huge arguments. You can't call anyone stupid. They don't have to buy ingredients at all. They don't have to help you bake at all. They don't have to do any of this for you. They are trying to help you learn what it feels like to earn your own money. Let them help you. If you get frustrated, go to your room and beat a pillow, but do not yell at your parents. Benji.
Speaking to the money part of it, as a person who's tried to make money fast a lot of times, it can't be done. I mean, unless you get really lucky through some investment, you're not going to make, like, you say you're like a millionaire overnight, like through, that would be the only possible way, but I would not recommend that, since a lot of times that does not work out and you lose a lot of money. In order to make money, I think you just got to work hard. It sounds like that's what you're doing with the lemonade stand, which I think is good. But you also, you got to work with people. You got to come up with solutions to new problems, like limeade, for example. That was a great idea. And it's all about teamwork. It's all about figuring out new ways to make things happen, and problem solving, and generally learning to figure out how to make something work.
Yeah, and a couple of packets of Tang can save almost any beverage.
And this is 100% true.
Yeah, 100%
true.
100% true. Hands are going up. Montana.
This is so funny because I was watching this comedian on Netflix last night, and she has this whole sketch about how she's at a bar, and she sits down next to this guy who seems like perfectly professional and smart, and the lady's like, "Do you want a lemon or lime?" And he can't tell the difference between the two, and he's like, "The green one," which just and. Stupid. That doesn't really happen in real life. And now I know how many people don't know what limes are.
Don't say stupid. My God.
Are you trying to start a war?
Asking for
Do you want
trouble.
this to
World
be
War
World
III, Regina.
You guys are terrible. Maddie.
I was gonna say there actually is a way to make a small amount of money quickly. If you have clothes in your closet that you don't wear anymore because you just grew out of them, selling them to thrift stores and places like that, when you're not just like sell them to places like, you can actually get a fair amount of money back. It's not going to be $645, but it'll help you get there.
I did truncate this message. He had sold a lot of stuff on eBay, and he already has like $200 or $300. So he's like halfway towards his
Okay.
Rebel. And I told him if he gets like a G15 or 16, he can get those for like $400. And for filming YouTube videos, a G16 would work just fine. Rody?
Also, you could maybe try finding some sort of like a babysitting job, or seeing if any of your neighbors need help with like yard work or other chores or something like that then you'd be actually getting paid for.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. But don't call them stupid.
Yeah, don't call anyone stupid.
Montana.
Just in general.
I was gonna ask you actually, when you're 14, are you allowed to like work at a
I
job
am.
thingy?
Oh, Nina just went and
Because
got her
I just got my work permit today.
and she's
Oh,
14.
I saw that. I saw that.
So what's involved? What has to happen?
You have to go to your school and get them to sign the school portion of the work permit, and then you have to go to the doctor and get a physical for them to sign it, and then you have to go to the government office. I went on the one on Van Nuys today.
Wow.
Oh,
And then you have
now
to learn.
I can work in the entertainment.
And then you have to
That's
learn
just
all the
awesome.
lyrics to "It's a Hard Knock Life."
You do, and then you have to sing it for them.
is
So
that
there you
just for acting though?
It's for acting, but you also need it in the music business for some
Okay.
things.
Yeah, okay.
So-
Because I did that when I was a kid, and because I was like an extra on a film for some time, and actually, if you know people that, and I know they always like need extras for stuff, So that actually does make a lot of money.
But let's assume
quickly.
he doesn't live in Los Angeles or New York or Chicago, and there isn't a film industry nearby.
Well, okay, it's happening a lot in the South. They're
Oh,
giving
okay.
huge tax breaks, but and there's also like websites. Just look it up online and see if there's like a movie near you.
Yeah,
that
there
needs
could be.
extras
There
and stuff.
Yeah.
But if there's not, I would suggest getting a job because that's what makes rational sense to me now.
At
because-
14, you
but
may
I
not
don't
be able to get a work permit and get a job like in a shop.
So babysitting is really your best option.
It is a good option.
My dad, I think he used to shear sheep as a kid. He made money at that.
All right.
Like,
There's a lot of money in that.
I want to talk to you
There's
for
not.
like 6 straight hours and tell me all the stories that you have because every time I talk to you, something pops up that is totally strange.
Right out of
I wanna
somewhere.
hear-
oh God.
Yeah, like so my dad joined the circus and yeah, he walks the tightrope. He does. And
Oh no!
and you say it
Actually,
like
we
it's a
walked.
thing,
we
like-
used to walk tightrope together when I was a kid, but it wasn't like a tightrope rope. It was like a chain, and it wasn't like professional. We just did it for fun. It was our bonding.
Sure, why
My
wouldn't you?
mother is a trapeze artist.
Maddie had a point to make, and then we're going to close out the show.
It was covered.
It was covered. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome for being with us. I want to thank the panel for your wonderful points of view. We are Our Place Out Loud, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye. Cowsill friend?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
I've been out there wandering. I've been in here wondering, hoping, reaching, wishing I could find my way. Then I found our place where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. I may look a little hazy and I may feel a little crazy. I'm sifting through confusion and I'm searching for solutions, and I know I'm answer bound, 'cause I found our place where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care and hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really matters. And our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care and hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really matters. And our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend.